Alright, fuck it. We'll do a little more. Yeah, I gotta last more than 1 minute, 12 seconds. Or 18. Yeah, I gotta do better than that.
Just gonna be a coward and pretend like you've never seen it.
Okay, whatever. So that's your accusations. You want to stand by that with something? If I make my account accessible, I can give YouTube permission. I don't mind signing a statement. YouTube permission. You can see whatever videos I've seen. Okay? YouTube no doubt has a record. We might have to pay them for it. So are you willing to do it? All right? Whoever loses pays. How about that for the deal? I'll put up the money up front, and we'll just say whoever loses has to pay whatever YouTube's going to charge for you to have full access to my account information, and you can see exactly how far I progressed in your fucking video. How would that be? Is that a fair enough deal to have you retract your motherfucking lie? How about we add a bonus, okay? If I am found to be guilty, I will give you $10,000 fucking dollars. Is that good enough? Is that a good enough way to soak the deal for you? So we'll pay YouTube whatever, the $500 we have to pay. You can have full access to my fucking account. And if I'm found to be the liar, then you get $10,000. How's that? Is that enough of a seduction to get you to quit lying about me, you fucking cunt? Oh. I think it should be. Is that enough for me to earn a fucking apology, you fat, flabby piece of shit? How about your buddies, your fucking buddies in your fucking hate club? Did any of them have the balls to say this is going a little bit too fucking far?
However, since I can't demonstrate that, I'll at least pretend to be giving you the benefit of the doubt and assume that you haven't seen any of that information that I presented in my videos. And so,
well, wait, you just make the accusation and now you'll say you'll assume as if it makes any fucking goddamn difference whatsoever anyway. Oh, that's right, it doesn't.
I'm going to list out all of the points in my first video, the first really long one, that
You just don't listen very well, right? I mean, I said I would go back to your fucking video. It's not a promise. I mean, it's not, wasn't 100% sure. So now you're going to make a video, another hour of video crap, going over the crap in your old videos, which I've already, even in the 6 minutes I did, I completely dissected the crap into complete diarrhea mush. There's no value in it whatsoever. Not a single grain of value in that diarrhea you spewed. And you think there's something valuable in the rest of the diarrhea on the fucking goddamn video floor? Amazing.
Have not addressed yet. And so I'm just going to assume that either you're not aware of these points, that you're not able to respond.
Let's have another $10,000 bet. I'll bet your points absolutely motherfucking suck. Yeah, that's what I'm betting.
To them, or that you actually know that they're right and you're just too cowardly to respond to them.
Again, keep making the accusations. How many times have you said these obnoxious words? Okay, there's $10,000 right there on the table. I'm putting all the money up front to prove you the motherfucking slandering cunt that you are. So if I called you, you look like a goddamn child molesting, dick sucking, motherfucking, baby dick sucking, fucking pedophile. Is that okay? I'm going to go ahead and just throw the word. Every time I say the word riff, I'll just make videos, and every now and then I'll just pause and say, you know what? I think Riff's a fucking child molesting pedophile. How about I do that, motherfucking cunt? Why? Because I can? Because I can lie about somebody else? Fuck you.
Although I guess the second option would make you kind of a coward as well, since you're just not admitting that you can't respond to me. So let's just go through these points. And by the way, Gary...
No, by the way, $10,000, pussy shit. So now put up or shut up. Either fucking apologize, cowering on the goddamn floor, crying about what a scumbag you are, what a loser scumbag you are. I want you crying on the floor, apologizing, or take me up on it, fucker.
Before I start this list of points, don't try to respond to this list of points that I am reading right now as I am reading it. If you want to respond to these points, go back to the original fucking videos.
Oh, fuck you. I'm not doing a goddamn thing you would instruct me to do, you diarrhea spewing pig shit. Why the fuck would I do anything your way? Your way is the herpes way.
They're in. Watch it. Watch them. Watch it, I guess, because these are all from the same video at least. And then respond to those points. Respond to them as I actually present the evidence for them. and present evidence for my claims that I'm making. If you try to respond to me just reading out the points on this list here, instead of actually going back to the original video, I'm just going to laugh in your face because obviously...
Well, I'm not doing this your way, asshole. What, this is just bullshit. You make 3 hours of what I've demonstrated to be is puke, and I'm supposed to sit there and wallow in some more of it? Fuck you, you slandering motherfucking ugly shit.
So you don't give a fuck about this, and you're too stupid to go back and watch the original videos. So, hopefully you're...
Who the fuck has to... Who gets to do this on YouTube? Who the fuck gets to do this shit and say, go watch an hour of my inane videos? I'm going to tell you what's in my inane videos, and then I'm going to force you to go back and watch me actually say it again in another video. Who the fuck on YouTube gets to do this? God, you fucking arrogant slob.
Just going to listen to the list or probably just skip past it. But, one, I proved Gary wrong on secondhand smoke. This is where...
Oh, really? What did you prove? How many people have died of secondhand smoke? What's the number? And you showed the statistics, right? You showed the actual, not what the Surgeon General says, not what a propaganda organization said, but you went to the actual medical studies, right? You went to the actual medical studies, and you demonstrated that their sample of 300 people... and the whole bullshit, the statistical analysis that doesn't get beyond their margin of error is actual valid science. That's what you demonstrated. No, I don't think you did that. All right? And what would you... Let's say there was even... like I said, I'm not even going to argue secondhand smoke because it's not the issue. When I'm in my fucking living room, there's no fucking secondhand smoke. Like I said, you want to regulate people out of smoking in a house that has anybody who's a non-smoker in it? Go ahead and make your laws, okay? I'm comfortable with that. You want to force people to get divorced or something over smoking? It's okay with me. I mean, most civilized people now, anyway, most civilized smokers now don't smoke in front of their kids and smoke outside. So this isn't even a fucking issue anyway, cunt. So again, you bring up an irrelevant subject. 800% tax, 30% tax. That's my subject, fucking weasel. And you're arguing compared to all the little kids killed on the highway by drunk drivers, this secondhand smoke is a huge, giant social issue. The, 13 people that die of secondhand smoke. And look, I don't even want to... I mean, is this really worth arguing? Do you really want to argue about how many people have been killed by smog in L.A. then? I mean, realistically, what pollutant in the smog of L.A. is more, and what pollutant in a cigarette, in secondhand smoke, we're talking about now, not even smoking, but secondhand smoke, okay, is more toxic than the streets, the sidewalks of L.A.? Or, you're marijuana smokers now. Now you're attacking marijuana smokers, right? Because we could accuse them, certainly, of secondhand smoke. I mean, most places where people smoke marijuana, I mean, the room fills up with that shit. You're going to lose.
One of the references to the title about the 1984 thing would have come into play if you'd actually watched my video, Gary, and you might have understood the title instead of sounding like a fucking moron again. Two, I pointed out that he didn't even so much as name the year, the authors of, or the title of this mysterious Cato paper he keeps referring to, let alone...
Well, the Cato Institute, everybody knows who the Cato Institute is, right? So, I mean, I'm like I said, you want to argue the premise of the argument, which is that people only die once, okay, and then it's logically sensible to believe that medical care does get more expensive as you get older because you have longer diseases, cancers grow slower. I mean, I can give you all the rational, meticulous evidence that goes into this analysis. You don't think they collect less pension money? You don't think that most cigarette smokers do, in fact, die after they're 65, after they've done their productive work and paid their damn taxes? You don't think that's logically sensible? And that when you kill people on the street as a drunk driver, or when you break up a family, or you die of liver cirrhosis, it's often when could be in the middle of your most productive years. Most alcoholics don't even live to be 65 years old. I mean, hard alcoholics, I've seen 2 of them die before they're 45.
Link to it so people actually have know where he's getting his information from about the cost of someone dying in living versus the cost of someone dying from cigarette smoke.
Right. So you want to do all this analysis. My first contention to you was that, number one, the government hasn't sponsored any of this analysis because they don't want the truth. And that's the truth of it, okay? They don't want it being demonstrated that more people are killed by LA smog than secondhand smoke, and they don't want it proven that cigarette smokers are a net beneficiary to society in the amounts of billions of dollars. Not a small amount of money, a huge amount of money. And one of your fucking inane dick-sucking succophants posted a comment on one of my videos that, it's a joke that poor people can't smoke cigarettes. Yeah, a $3,000 tax. So you're saying $3,000 is not a significant burden for somebody who's making, say, $10 an hour or $14,000 a year. That $3,000 is not a fucking preposterously huge tax. No, not at all. Not at all inconvenient. All poor people have $3,000 just laying around. Yeah, there's not going to be no compromises in their life, no unheated houses that my house was often unheated to pay my cigarette taxes. No burdens at all. I mean, fuck you cunts.
Look at an early age. I point out that taxes for goods like alcohol and cigarettes vary wildly by state, and that he doesn't need to smoke to live. I point out...
Oh, that I don't need to smoke to live. So that's how you deal with a liberty interest. So that's how casual you are about the basic concept of all law, which is basically to find equitable law, to find justice, to find fairness. That's the whole point of law, is to create a concept called fairness. And so you say that pointing out that all states disproportionately tax alcohol and cigarettes is exactly my point, jackass. One's a majority vice, one's a minority vice. Retard. So why don't you show me the tax structure where the majority has taxed itself in excess of what it taxes a minority? Why don't you show me that somewhere on planet Earth, motherfucker? Oh, that's right. You won't be able to find that because that's not fucking going to happen, is it? The majority will never admit that it's wrong. And that's why the fucking Bill of Rights exists, and that's why this whole conversation shouldn't even take place, because this should have been settled by the Supreme Court. The same court that would have settled it if prohibitionists had tried this bullshit back in the 20s, okay? They would have never gotten away with goddamn prohibition if they tried to use a tax, because the court was clear that you can't use taxes to discriminatorily treat people differently.
That not everyone who gets sick from smoking right away, it takes them a while to die a lot of times, and they often suffer lots of complications that cost lots of money.
Well, you can make that argument, okay? I'm saying you're going to lose statistically, okay? Any cancer is going to be expensive. You're going to die of something anyway. It's just bullshit that cigarettes are chronically unhealthy. That's just not the fucking truth. Are chronically more unhealthy than anybody else. It's just not a fact, okay? They live less time because their cancer kills them, okay? But the fact is they don't live the first 60 or 70 years of their life chronically unhealthy. I mean, any more unhealthy. I mean, look, this is another thing where you got to know that the statistics are cooked, right? Because what do? Every time somebody has a cardiac or a arterial problem and they smoke, they blame it on smoking. Every single time, right? They don't blame it on, the guy's a fat, tubby pile of shit. They don't blame it on their cholesterol being 350. No, they blame it on cigarettes. And that's the big joke here. Another part of the big joke.
Which, yes, does put a burden on the taxpayer, because the money to pay for that medical treatment has to come from somewhere.
Well, again, I already dealt with this argument. You're just being redundant. If that's your claim, prove it, okay? If you're going to claim that cigarette smoking is more expensive medically than alcoholism, let's see some sort of rational statistic demonstrating that. And you're not going to find that statistic. You're going to find exactly the opposite. If you add up all the fatalities and all the people damaged in the accidents created by alcoholics, and then you add in all the side effects of alcohol cirrhosis, there's no way cigarettes can compete with the damage being socially done by alcohol.
Money doesn't grow on trees. I point out that if Gary thinks that smokers should have to pay less benefits in terms of SSI and so forth because they don't use those services, then by his logic, any rich or middle class person who, say, never uses food stamps or Medicare or Medicaid or S chip.
Yeah, well, those are necessary. Those have been decided to be part of the equitable distribution and necessary services. So again, this is we're talking about an insurance program, and the rich don't pay into it, do they? Okay, after a certain income limit, they don't pay into Social Security anymore, right? So it's not a progressively taxed system. So don't play the game like they don't. There is a limit to how much they pay in.
Or any of these other social programs shouldn't have to pay into them. I mean, or at least not pay into them as much. I mean, after all, Gary, since such a huge chunk of our government budget is paid for by rich people, and they're not using the majority of the service.
Well, again, I point this out in the video, so you're not listening to my videos at all, right? I mean, equitable distribution of the tax burden. And the courts clearly state that part of equitable distribution has to do with the ability to pay. Okay, and so proportional taxation is completely consistent with Supreme Court decisions. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Okay, and what the court has said, though, is if you're going to use the tax code as a penalty, you can't do it discriminatorily. So, fuck you. This is just bullshit.
Services that our government is spending money on. Why do you hate them so much? I mean, if anything, shouldn't you be worshipping at their altar for their largesse of paying into all these systems that they don't use? I mean, you're saying that a smoker shouldn't have to pay as much.
No, well, you don't even understand my economic policies. You don't care to listen or pay any attention. You're just making more accusations that have nothing to do with my perspective, okay? I've often claimed that the biggest problem with the financial inequity is the fact that we have this concept of birthright or inheritance. And that's essentially just creating nobilities and princehoods and the rest of that crap. We might as well have a fucking monarchy. All right, so what I'm saying is I'd almost not care to tax the rich as long as you don't allow people to gain income or wealth without earning it.
These systems, because statistically they're more likely to die earlier, and you say that'll save the government money in the long run. So yeah. I mean, why aren't you arguing, Gary, for the rich people minority, because that's a fucking minority, and they can be taxed discriminatorily?
Well, I'll say it again, okay? I'm more hostile to the rich who never earned it. I am for people getting paid to work. I made that point in this video exchange. I've made it 1,000 times in the past. I've stated quite clearly. Workers should get paid. Everybody else should go fuck themselves, okay, unless they have a reason not to be a worker.
Why aren't you arguing for them to stop being oppressed by all those selfish fucks who just want to, all the majority poor people who just want to take the hard-earned money of the rich person and use it so they can buy themselves plasma TVs and other shit, Gary?
Well, I could take you next door, okay, to the plasma TV owning motherfucking poor people. All right, so yeah, I mean, who think they're entitled, fucking got IQs of 65, go ahead, pop out 3 kids, get a plasma TV. So, I mean, you want to fucking show you fucking picture after picture after picture of exactly the asshole you just described, and you think nobody should be a little bit cynical about that fucking behavior? Well, I think every working person should be a little bit fucking cynical and a little bit pissed the fuck off.
That's the logic that the fucking Tea Party uses, and that's the logic that you use to argue against things like education and cigarette smoke.
I didn't argue against education. So again, another lie. You can't help it, right? You're just a compulsive fucking liar, right? I argued that the fucking burden should be paid by the people creating the burden. Not complicated. If you have a fucking kid, all right, it's a volition. It's an act you do on purpose. We have lots of ways to prevent it. I've never had one. I never wanted one. I never had one. It's not hard to do. You call me an idiot and an asshole. Well, if an idiot and an asshole like me can manage not to have one, then it can't be that hard to stop. Right? So if you have one, you should pay for it. If you have a dog, you should pay for it. If you have a cat, you should pay for it. You have a goldfish, you should pay for it. It's not fucking anybody else's responsibility.
I point out the fact that Gary doesn't know the difference between lying and being wrong. I explained to Gary why exactly the government... I asked Gary to explain why the government would want to hide the fact that smokers' early deaths would save money when he said that the entire purpose of the smoking taxes are to oppress this minority and to make a bunch of money off of them. And then I...
Right, so it's to their advantage to oppress the fact that the cigarette smokers aren't a liability. How could you possibly sue? Look, here's half the tax is made up of a deal that was made between the government and the tobacco companies to avoid lawsuits, right? So they basically made it impossible for individual cigarette smokers who are damaged to sue. So they can't sue anymore. They can't get any fucking relief for getting killed by cigarettes. And the tobacco companies, the tobacco companies get immunity from being sued. The smokers who are damaged get nothing, and the government gets all the lawsuit money. So they basically just said, let's settle all the lawsuits for all the damaged cigarette smokers and give all the money to the people hostile to people smoking cigarettes. Not to the people damaged by the cigarettes, not to the poor victims. No, fuck the poor victims. Okay? So that's part of this whole racket, you motherfucking cunt. So you're just this is willful. This is willful deception, and it's the same thing as a lie.
Asked him, if that's the point of the tax, why would anyone care if a smoker was dying early and thus not costing as much? They're paying a shitload of money into the system, so why would a non-smoker care?
Can you make any sense out of that at all? Right? Why would a non-smoker care? So if the government didn't lie, okay, and basically pretend that cigarette smokers are a liability, that isn't somehow part of the argument the government uses to justify stealing the money from the cigarette smokers. He's arguing that somehow that isn't part of the justification. And if you pointed out to the public, if the Surgeon General came out and said honestly, cigarette smokers are a net beneficiary to the economy. They actually pay in taxes 20% more than any other class or group, and receive, whatever, a reciprocal amount less in social services. That somehow that would make people feel good about raising taxes higher on cigarette smokers? No, I think that might make them say, wait a minute, why are we taxing people who are actually less expensive? And if we get them to quit smoking, if the government honestly stated, well, the fact is when we get these people to quit smoking, guess what? You'll have to pay more in Social Security, you'll pay more in welfare, you'll pay more in pensions. Your cut of the pie will be less because we'll have to spend more, okay, on those cigarette smokers who are now living longer. So the logic is they told that truth, and people would say, no, then don't save the fucking smokers because I'm going to get less money. They would know that if I'm going to get a smaller piece of the pie, they're going to say, fuck the cigarette smokers, okay? Let them die. I mean, it's not one of the greatest arguments for vegetarianism is the fact that the meat eaters are killing themselves early. And so that's part of the argument, right? Well, let the fuckers kill themselves. Good. A few less disgusting, barbaric assholes in the world. Get fatter. Eat some more. Yeah, we almost should say get fatter.
Why would the government need to hide this information if smokers are a minority and the entire purpose of the tax just the majority taking advantage of the minority?
Well, look, it isn't anything hidden, okay? I said you could go to the legislature of every state, okay, and just read the debate over the raising the taxes every year. So for whatever it was, 6 or 7 or 8 years, they raised the tax every fucking year. The bill came up to raise the cigarette tax every fucking year. And the reason why it stopped now is because, they really can't go any higher. How high can you possibly go? How does a working person still smoke cigarettes? I mean, if they make the tax any higher, you're going to have real crime in the streets because there's going to be addicts who are going to have to fucking become criminals to smoke cigarettes.
So why would the government hide that information? Wouldn't the majority just say, great, it's even more of a reason for us to tax the fuck out of them while they're still here? Going back to the
so that's part of your civilized society, that you actually think the majority would have that sentiment. They would say, yeah, they're a minority, let's just tax the fuck out of them. So again, don't ever make a video claiming any gay rights crap or anything else, okay? The majority is ignorant and stupid and Christian. They should be able to impose their religion on you. They should be able to force you to go to church. They should be able to do all of this shit because it's perfectly legal. They can treat you like shit. They can discriminate against. They should charge you for your little cartoons. Anything that you want to do with your life shouldn't be your business. It should be their business. They should tell you how to dress. They should tell you to take a fucking bath. They should tell you to quit being a fat ass, and they should knock you out in the street and force you to jog, okay? Because it's the mommy state and you've defended it. You've made it goddamn clear. And all the little cunt weasels that are defending your bullshit are just that. Cunt, dumb, fucking, sycophant weasels. You'll say anything, okay? Not because of its truth value, just because of its rhetorical value in petty disputes with other people. Because it's, oh, well, we can pile on the stupid idiot Inmendham. Let's play this idiotic game and pretend that it somehow makes fucking logical sense, fairness sense, justice sense, constitutional sense that you would tax one vice at 30% and one vice at 800%. And somehow that's okay. That's what you've basically said, you fucking cunts. You've agreed that that's the way the system should be. I mean, you can't define yourselves as bigger fucktards, bigger useless sacks of shit, as having any kind of intellectual value in a conversation about what social policy should be. So fuck you. So yeah, I got through 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Yeah, fuck this. Alright, another response video, I guess. I don't know. This fucking turd has made another video. Still haven't finished his first two. I mean, they're hour-long videos, and he is really tedious to listen to. You know, just tedious. His videos are horrible. So anyway, let's see if this one's another hour of bullshit explaining how water's wet. Look at that, hour 18 minutes. That's 3 hours. He doesn't directly quote me in any of this shit. Now he's got an ad on it. It's even more disgusting.
The arteries of your dishwasher are constantly clogging up with grease and
an ad I have to play, which is really obnoxious. I mean, people choose to put those kind of ads on, I think. So that really sucks. So he's talking about socialism while he's fucking whoring for money. I have to put the fucking mic back on his speakers. You suck. Right there, you suck.
One. So Gary has made his next reply. However, instead of finishing his reply to my first hour-long video, he has instead decided to move on to my second hour-long video, which was his...
Yeah, well, right. You can't see the practicality of it. Like, really, I really don't find you this intriguing or interesting. I find your arguments inane, stupid, slanderous. I find the whole premise of your argument a big fat fucking lie. You want to argue about how you spell words. You want to argue about nonsense. The fundamental premise of treating people differently in the law is the whole reason why we have fucking law, you idiot. It's about justice and fairness. You think those words are consistent with 800% tax and 30% tax for activities that are essentially the same, except for one of them, the 30% taxed one, is socially 10 times, 100 times more destructive? No, I'm not going to have an inane conversation with a moron who can't concede a simple point like that. I'm going to listen to an hour. I'm going to listen to 3 fucking hours of you defend something that's stupid? No, I don't think I will.
Partial reply to my first long video. Now, the great part
preposterously long
is that Gary's admitted to only watching the first 6 minutes so far of that video.
Yeah, why would I watch? I think you're obnoxious. You make me want a goddamn fucking projectile vomit to the fucking moon. You're so disgusting, you stupid cretin. Why would I listen to your videos twice? Yeah, that's right. I'm going to play them one fucking time at the goddamn most. Now, I will take notes on some of this other shit you might say, all right, beyond how much I can tolerate listening to your fucking inane, cruddy, stinking, scuzzy voice. All right? But yeah, that's it. I'm not going to listen to you twice. Fuck you.
He was responding to. Gary, all I have to say is that if you haven't actually watched the vast majority of what I've actually said or what I've actually argued...
Well, I've directly quoted you, you motherfucking cunt, which is a huge difference to your misparaphrases. Right? You haven't paraphrased Edible Napalm. You're on the fucking goddamn thing here, right? You brought this fucker to my house... Now, you explained to him that he hasn't accurately quoted me one fucking goddamn time, and he's misparaphrased and fucking slandered me. All right, I don't have an obligation to defend myself against this motherfucker's lies.
Or any of the evidence I present for any of my positions.
What evidence? What evidence do you have that George Orwell did not suggest a policy where we give people welfare money and we make them give the money back if they have fucking kids? What evidence do you have that he didn't say that?
Why are you even bothering to respond to me or to make videos about me and argue?
Because you're slandering me, you fat tub of shit.
Well, not with me, but at me at least. I mean, you clearly don't actually care about what I'm saying or what I've been saying or what positions I have.
Yeah, I don't think you're very fucking intelligent if you spend an hour wasting my time telling me we can tax cigarettes when I conceded that premise about 10 years ago.
Because you haven't bothered to actually watch my videos and figure out what those are. You just want to respond to whatever you're...
No, I responded to I played your fucking video, asshole, and I took accurate notes and responded to my notes that I took of your fucking points. And I responded to your stupid, inane fucking goddamn points.
Imagining that I'm saying. So why are you bothering to respond to me if you aren't even watching what you're responding to at all?
Because you're a lying, slandering, misparaphrasing, straw man making motherfucking piece of shit. That's why.
That's kind of my question.
And I'll get to your lying, dick-sucking, motherfucking cunt bastard little fucking trolley cult members. I'll get to them eventually, too.
Honestly, though, Gary, I wouldn't be surprised if you actually have watched the rest of that video, and you're just not going to admit it. And you're just...
Right, so another false accusation. Another fucking goddamn false accusation I have to defend myself from you fat tub of shit. Alright, you want to take a polygraph test for $10,000, you fucking piece of shit? You lying tub of fucking shit? And let's put one of the questions on the polygraph. Do you really think a 30% tax versus an 800% tax is with anywhere near the scope of reasonable? Alright, let's see if you can even pass that test on that fucking question, you stupid lousy cunt. And don't ever make a video pleading for fucking fair treatment or non-discrimination ever again, because your hypocrisy will be goddamn glaring. You've essentially conceded that if the majority thinks gays suck, the majority can exploit them, they can fuck them over, they can tax them differently, they can screw them to fucking goddamn hell, and it's all O-fucking-K. That's what you've essentially said, you fucking weasel.
It's fucking lying. I can't prove that, but...
Yeah, you can't prove that. You can just make another slanderous accusation, another slanderous innuendo. Fuck you, cunt.
I think you've watched it, you know you've been beaten, you don't have a response to it, so you're...
Alright, that's it. Fuck you, Edible Napalm. You take this fucker down, or fuck you. Don't ever come into Stickham again. Fuck you. I'm not taking these fucking lies from these fucking fat pieces of fucking goddamn cunt shit. Fuck you.